Welcome, fellow sophisticants. The holiday break is over, I've sent my guests home, and I have a beautiful new tile floor in my living room. Thank you, Tim. And while all this was going on, I may have let my claim to the title of Internet's foremost inanimate object hunter slide. So if some young buckshot came and tried to unseat me, I thought it would be in my best interest to have my first video of the new year be a return to inanimate object hunting, our roots, and that would be quarter hunting. You're familiar with quarters, of course. We'll be using the Glock 17 RTF2, which describes the grip texture, and this is a Gen 3. And changes I've made to it is I've put some night sights on there, and those are adjustable, so we should be zeroed in. And we'll pull back the curtain just a little bit. Now, we have done a video where I did the 22 and the 380. And originally I just wanted to do a video where I was going to shoot not quarters, but silver dollars. And we were going to see what different calibers did to it. But then capturing the coins became difficult. There's a scarcity of silver dollars here in Hawaii. And things sort of took on a life of their own. We sort of divided it up and the videos became a little bit more complex than I had intended, but we'll go with it. Anyway, so here we have 9mm versus quarter. So for our prey, we have an extremely shiny Alaska, Kansas, Georgia, Everglades. This one I'm very excited about. The Hawaii volcanoes, that should go up. And then, what have we here? The Northwood Zone, Wisconsin's Apostle Islands. Alright, so that'll be an honor. So the game plan is take the quarter, we'll duct tape it to the back of the target, we'll cover it with one of these stickers. We found out last time, when you throw the sticker on there, when you hit it, it blows the sticker off, so we'll know when we have a hit. Then we will count the number of shots that it takes to get the hit, and then we will arbitrarily know just how accurate our pistol is. Last time I felt like I over-engineered this a little bit, so this time what we'll do is we'll just line the quarter up in the center. Those lines drew through where the crosshairs were, and we'll just throw a piece of duct tape on it. If you are one of the people that watched our last quarter hunt with the Burst of Thunder and the SR-22, you may recall that it blasted the quarters right out of all the duct tape wrapping that I tried to do to give them a little more surface area, so we're not even going to waste our time with that. Alright, there's our finished product. Sticker on the front, quarter tape to the back. We'll have 6 of those. Let's move on to the target. If you remember this, we got the cardboard front. I put it on a cheesecloth back and reinforced it with a bunch of duct tape. And I managed to capture one of the 22 quarters, but the 380 ones got away. So what I'm going to do is bust out these old work t-shirts, and we're going to staple them up to the back of the target, and hopefully that gives us a little more strength to decelerate our quarters once we've hit them. I'm going to get in touch with my inner Martha Stewart, and we will check back with you once that's completed. Alright, this is our progress so far. I've reinforced it with 4 layers of t-shirt, which I have trimmed down and discreetly duct taped so that from the front, when covered with targets, the range safeties will not be onto me. As you know, Hawaii has some very strict anti-fun laws, and I hate to be caught in violation of them. So I think the only thing left to do is to reinforce a couple patches with duct tape right behind the impact spot so that the bullets don't shred the fabric too much. And that ought to do her. And if you're seeing this, you'll know there was some level of success. Back in a bit. And it's been requested in the past that I show a little bit of the view out by the Koko Head range, which is where we'll be conducting our shooting. So here's a little bit of the shoreline. And I'll shut up and let you enjoy that. So just so there's no confusion, we are going to be at a 25-yard range doing this. I'm going to show you some snippets of shooting, some snippets of the target downrange. We'll speed it up for the first one to actually give you a little more idea of the sort of spread that I had. We've got some passable, if not exceptional, footage of the targets being shot. We'll show the gun being shot because it's a gun video, so why not watch the gun? And then we'll shoot back here to my estates and we'll discuss the aftermath. In order to keep things interesting, we will also be having a look at my Essex Slide Colt Frame 1911. Unfortunately, it performed so poorly with failures to feed and eject that my next video is going to have to be entitled How to Detail Strip a Colt Slide. But I did get a few good images of me shooting the pistol, so we'll roll that in to keep you entertained. As to how many shots it takes for a 45 to hit a quarter, well, we'll have to ask Mr. Owl, because I ran out before I found out.
Then you what is called the horse snake. Run the horse snake couple times before. What's on your gun? Yeah, take that off. That one. This is off. This thing. You're okay. Right off.
And once again, after a successful trip to the range, we'll give you a little taste of what the scenery looks like out on the highway on the way back home. Well, enough of that. Here's the back side of the target. As you can see, the duct tape took a beating, but by and large it did seem to keep most of the fabric from shredding, except for right here where I do believe I got a direct hit on a quarter, and that sent it rocketing right out. Took care of the duct tape. But as you'll see, we did have a significant amount of success with this design. Well, my fellow Northwoodsmen, great job on a successful hunt. We're back at the lodge, and the Martha Stewart patented backstop functioned adequately, if not exceptionally. I was able to recover 3 out of 4 quarters that I successfully hit. 3 I shot and kept track of, and the 4th I just plinked for fun and didn't worry about it too much. That was after I had been shooting with the 45, which, as we discussed, had been misbehaving. So, let's see how we did. First off, the first one you saw, 15 shots, 25 yards, and there's the hit. Second up, a substantially less impressive 55 shots. Now, it was in a PMC bronze box, but it was taken from a number of different magazines, so it may have been mixed and the pistol may not have been zeroed for it, or I might have been flinching like a huge baby. And then finally, my last one, 10 shots. Not too bad. I surprised myself at the end, pleasantly. For the real part, why we did this in the first place, what's a quarter look like when it gets hit by a 9mm? And these are all glancing blows. The one that got away, I assume, got hit directly. So I don't know if it went all the way through. This one in particular, you can see, knocked a chunk right out of the side. That's the Alaska. And then I was able to knock the top off the volcano from the Hawaii. And with great reverence, take a chunk out of the Apostle Islands. So there you go. Glock 17, 25 yards, hunting quarters with 9mm. So I had a nice time. I got to go out to the range, and rather than just shoot paper, we've got something to show for it. So that's way more fun, right? And my legacy as the internet's foremost inanimate object hunter is secured. So we may retire this for a little while and come back to it, and possibly do it with some rifle calibers. You know, who knows how quarters are going to behave against that. We may have to come up with some new Martha Stewart quarter capturing technology. Time will tell. Thanks for watching, and I've got a sneaking suspicion I will see you next week with a video on how to disassemble a 1911 slide.